All right, hello and welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have a question in mind. Is Cade Cunningham turning into a certified star? I don't mean superstar as in that person that is the cornerstone to your franchise. I mean that person who's developing into being a big piece, and he could be something. We don't know what that something is yet, but a certified star is someone like, for example, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion, isn't a superstar. I don't think he's someone near the level of Stephen Curry, near the level of LeBron James, or any of those big names. But I think De'Aaron Fox is a certified star in that he is a big piece. He could be your team's best player, and they could go the distance depending on who's surrounding him. So the big question is he becoming a star in this league that people will have to remember? Let me tell you right now, 23 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 8.8 assists. And before we get into the film, and before we get into all the good parts about his game, the biggest thing I want to cover right now is his biggest weakness, which is turnovers. His turnovers are egregious. Right here, you can see 4.6 turnovers per game in the 2024-2025 season. That is really, really bad. And if you want to take a look into his game log, being his last 5 games, 3 turnovers against Chicago, 2 against Washington, 4 against Toronto, 6 against Milwaukee, 7 against Miami. As someone who owns Cade Cunningham in fantasy basketball, it is very frustrating. It is something that sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, sometimes they come in spurts where he'll have 2-3 turnovers in a row, and it's really rough. So that's something that I really want to clarify about his game that needs to improve ASAP. But this is some of the film that I want to go over with you guys, talking about Cade Cunningham's game, what makes him so good, what makes him so special, what makes Pistons fans excited to see his game to continue to develop. By the way, I do have it in 0.75 playback speed, so if you notice it runs a little slower, that is on purpose. This play against the Lakers right here, you clearly have an isolation. There's no drawn up play aside of get Cade Cunningham the ball at the top of the key and let him do work. So right now you have Austin Reeves on him. Step back right here. This is good defense from Austin Reeves. How does he recover? He recovers by jumping. So Cade Cunningham, being the ball player that he is, recognizes this. He's like, oh, he's moving. Boom, turn it back. And then this right here is just, it's lazy defense because you're already down 11 if you're the Lakers. If you're Braun at this point, you might just have to give Tobias Harris the 3. I think they were already content with the game being over, so like whatever. Cade Cunningham though, beautiful finish to the rim. That's the kind of stuff he does. He can take any play in isolation and just do work. And this is a nice play because he's thinking, oh, I got him where I want him right here. Cade Cunningham can pull up, but again, Austin Reeves off of his feet, goes up, Cade Cunningham taking it right to the rim. That is a beautiful finish. Okay, here we have a simple play, easy transition play, but it's the plays that you want to see out of your stars. You don't want to see them sometimes do too much. It's about making the right play. So you get a fast break here, transition. Jalen Duren gets it back to Cade. Cade Cunningham realistically has 3 options. Option number 1, dribble in a bit more, force Seth Curry to come to him. He swings it out for the easy 3. Option number 2, Cade Cunningham says, I'm going in. I want a bucket. He forces the ball inside. Option number 3 is what you see right here. Dribbling inside. Seth ends up going out to Tim Hardaway to cover the 3. Jalen Duren keeps cutting. Caleb has to pick, or Cody Martin has to pick one player. Obviously, you got to take the guy that has the ball. And then easy cut for the finish right here. This guy had to be here sooner. Malik Beasley is like, oh, I'm open. That's not his job as a center. His job is, oh, if I'm getting the ball in the paint, I got to finish. Beautiful finish. Beautiful pass. It's simple, but it's the little things, right? It's the little things that you need your star players to be able to do. So this right here is a really nice play from Cade Cunningham in particular. In terms of the actual set play, there was nothing crazy going on, but you're really just forcing Cade Cunningham to be isolated in an island with Rui Hachimura, and Cade Cunningham able to just back him down. And mind you, this guy's a point guard, right? You expect your point guards to shoot threes, maybe have some nice flashy moves and get those layups, but you don't expect them to do this. Cade Cunningham can do it all. Cade Cunningham can do all 3 things in terms of shooting from the perimeter, shooting from the inside the three-point line around mid-range. And of course, he can finish inside. This one's more so mid-range, but definitely getting to a closer shot. But this is, you know, him backing Rui down and then turning around, getting that fade away. That's a nice, smooth shot. You know, it's not something you're going to get every time because eventually, the more you do it, teams will double you. But Cade Cunningham's the kind of guy where, you know what? If teams do double him, he's going to find the open guy. I mean, this guy is averaging damn near a triple-double, right? He is scoring, passing, rebounding. He really does do it all. And that is just a huge asset to his game that, you know what? If he does want to back it down on someone, he can do that. And if you want to double someone, guess what? He'll find the open guy. So this right here is the example I'm referring to. Hey, you want to double him? You want to double Cade Cunningham down near the post? Guess what happens? Boom. What did I say about finding the open guy? LaMelo really has a hard time deciding where he wants to go, so he plays it in the middle. But again, you want to double Cade Cunningham in the low post? He's going to find the open guy. So here's another real good example of, hey, you want to double him? Look what happens. Screen right here, forces on LaMelo. LaMelo kind of just gets pushed aside, brushed aside. Cade Cunningham's going up. He's already picked up the ball. He doesn't have any more dribbles. But guess where all the attention's at? Looking at him, looking at him, looking at him. Brandon Miller too, looking at him. Miles Bridges too, looking at him. All the attention's on Cade Cunningham because this typically is his zone. This is where he does his masterwork. And then just a simple, easy pass. Fakes like he's going to go up with it. He doesn't actually go up with it. Defenders all jumped. Look right here. Look at all the defenders. He gets to jump right here when he looks like he's going to go up with it. Boom, 2 defenders right here. And again, we can continue the playmaking as an example. This is just Cade Cunningham at his best when he involves his teammates. And that's terrible defense by Jalen Johnson, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm going to explain to you real quickly why this even happened. For one, it's just a bad closeout. 2, Cade Cunningham can shoot the 3 pretty well. So of course you're going to want to close out. It's a really poor closeout. If Cade Cunningham wasn't a good 3-point shooter, this doesn't happen. He can kind of just sit here. But he is, again, a strength of his, being able to score at all 3 areas. Deep, mid, interior. I'm going to say that a lot, but it's important. Because if he couldn't shoot from deep, this is not happening. But as we watch right here, horrible closeout. Now he's blown by him. Defenders, Larry Nance like, oh no, he's beat. So he's got to draw up. Cade Cunningham's looking like he's going to go up. That's a pretty small window. But guess what? Easy pass, easy finish. So to me, this part is really tough, right? Because it seems like you're in a bit of a pickle no matter how you play this guy. We're going to watch this clip and I'm going to explain to you why it seems simple, but it's not really that simple. Let's watch. Cade Cunningham, we got a screen right here. A double screen, it seems, right? Because Tim Hardaway's right behind Jalen. Doesn't go. So Dyson Daniels kind of had to go left a little bit or to his right. Cade Cunningham ends up getting to the mid-range area, the free throw line area. And Okongwu's playing good defense, right? That is a good idea to be able to close that off, right? Good idea. Being able to close this off right here. Not lazy. Oh, let me get in front of this. Let me get in front of this. Give Dyson Daniel a chance to come back. Cade Cunningham, you can see eyes right here. Eyes right here. Eyes right over there. He can see the whole court. But there's 3 guys surrounding him. So what does he do? Okay, boom. 1 step back. Look what happens. 1 step back. Just 1. And it changed everything. Doesn't keep going inside. Doesn't pass it out. He's like, let me just settle down. 1 step back. Everyone reacts. What he can do is he can find Malik Beasley. But guess what? This guy right here can easily just zoom. Cut that pass off. I know you heard zoom. But yeah, that's the best way I can make that special effects sound. Anyway, he's like, you know what? This is a lot of area right here. This is a lot of area. So Cade Cunningham goes back in. Nobody doubles him, right? I've been showing you highlights of where people are doubling him. Well, in this one, nobody's doubling him. And just hard finish at the basket. That is why. That is why Cade Cunningham is so difficult to guard, because guess what? If you do double him in his zone, he's going to find the open man. If you don't double him, he can do that kind of shit. And it's really impressive. And it's the reason why the game has just been a lot more fluid for him, right? Just at all scoring levels and all assists come a lot easier when you're just such a threat to these defenders. Okay, so we got a nice play here. You can clearly tell the focal point of this defense is stop Cade Cunningham right here. Austin Reeves definitely leaning more towards Cade if he goes right. Isaiah Stewart's right behind AD. D'Lo's on the right side of Isaiah Stewart just in case maybe Cade comes over here. Lackadaisical defense against Malik Beasley, but that's by design because they don't want anything to happen with Cade going in. And plus, if Cade swings it out to Malik, Cam Reddish ideally will have enough time to make a bit of a contest. And you look where Braun is again. Everyone's in position to stop Cade Cunningham. As the play progresses, screen right there. Austin Reeves is like, okay, I got to make a decision. Bite on Cade Cunningham or leave Tobias open. So instead, he plays the middle. Right there. Okay, Cade goes in. He bites. Look right here where Cam Reddish is. He says, okay, I got to dive in on Cade. And we've talked about this a lot already. But what happens when you just double Cade and collapse on him? He's going to find the open guy. And that is easy for him to do. He does it all the time. Beautiful basketball right there by Cade Cunningham. Okay, this is the last clip I will show you guys for now. But again, I do want to reiterate, this guy can score at all levels. So this is how this play happens. Jalen Duren setting the screen right there. Boom. Okay, now what? We got Taj Gibson waiting right here. We got Brandon Miller right here. Again, these guys are all collapsing on Cade Cunningham. And as the play unfolds, Jalen Duren is going to continue to cut to the basket. Cade Cunningham is going to play this middle zone right here. He sees space right here. He's going to attack this opening space, right? Boom, attack that space. But you can't just completely drive on Taj Gibson because that is not an easy finish. So he plays it right in the middle, right here. Right here, this is his zone. Because if Taj Gibson gets up on him, Jalen Duren gets an easy dunk. If Taj Gibson just completely goes to Jalen Duren, well, that's an easy finish for Cade in terms of going to the basket. So Cade plays the middle, stays patient with it, and then he gets his desired outcome. LaMelo's behind him. Taj Gibson obviously had to go to Jalen Duren. This is just well-played basketball, having some good patience of not just trying to make plays happen immediately, kind of letting the game come to you, take what the defense gives you. And this right here is really fluid, smooth, seems really simple, but if you take into account this guy's playmaking, if you take into account that they really do have to collapse on him and force the ball out of his hands, because when the ball's in his hands, he is dangerous, obviously at finishing close to the basket, obviously at the mid-range. And we didn't get to showing too much of his three-point shot, but definitely he can hit a three-point shot. In terms of the Pistons looking at this guy like an answer in the future, I definitely think like he could be an answer just because he plays high IQ basketball. He plays like a true floor general, and he scores and facilitates at a high level. So this is a guy who is really, really good right now, and he's going to be good for a while. Let me know what you guys think. As always, feel free to like and subscribe. You know, I'm a fan of Cade Cunningham and his game of basketball, so I felt the need to make a video on it. And plus, more people are noticing, so it's a good time. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is We've Been Different. We've been different. And we out.